Well, it's official. It is my birthday. So I wanted to make this video as a recap of while I was 22 and really my goals and visions for 2020 or for my for being 23, right? And so it's my Michael Jordan year, which I'm really excited about. But this video is really more for me documenting my journey and just doing a quick check-in on kind of where things are at, what I've learned up until this point over the last 12 months, and what I've been able to accomplish so far, but then also what my goals are for this next year, right? So by the time I turn 2024, what do I actually want to accomplish? What are my goals? What are my dreams? And really just sharing with you guys vulnerably, like super unscripted, just sharing with you guys what I have learned over the past year. There's a few things that have definitely happened over the past year for me specifically, right? And so as you guys have followed along in the journey, my wife and I, we were in Arizona, and then 3 months into me being 22, we went and for pretty much 8 months, we were gone traveling the world. And we went all the way to across the U.S., and we actually went to Charlotte, North Carolina. And so we were there for 5 to 6 months. And in that time, one of the first and biggest lessons that I had in my 22nd year of being alive over the past year is that there's only so much bandwidth and so much like mental focus that you have. And so when you want to really go hard in certain areas of your life, when you really want to grow, like for me, I'm in a really big growth stage for the coaching program and community that I have of helping, like really in coaching people and giving people the playbook of generating their own leads at a high quality and high intent at a low cost, and then also sales training. Like what I'm doing in this is I'm really like helping a ton of agents now. We've had we're approaching 100 agents that have actually come through the community that we've actually been able to personally help, that I've been able to personally help. In this time, it's been cool because, or what the biggest thing that I've learned, and maybe you guys could take away for this as well, is that because I have so much mental bandwidth, it takes away from the focus and the pushing of the needles every single day in my business and in my business, right? And so when you have this mental bandwidth and so much energy that you can exert, or I think that's a word, but pretty much put towards something, the reality is you're not, like for me, I didn't have enough to be able to balance both. And so it was kind of like a struggle, and it just took so much out of me. And I was like, honestly, this is much harder that I'm actually making it as opposed to like just being in one spot. And so here's an example. So when you're going to a new city, it's all fun, it's all dandy. You're living the laptop lifestyle, right? You're being able to work from wherever, which is awesome. But there's certain things that actually come with it. There's certain costs that come with that, right? The first one is obviously the money thing, in spending money, which I wasn't in a place that it was like, it wasn't that big of a deal, but it's just raised inflated costs of things that I just didn't need to do. Another thing is there's opportunity costs as well. And so I wasn't able to get into a morning routine that I was able to do consistently day in and day out, because in the mundane, in the day-to-day, the boring day-to-day, that's where real progress is made. It's not the new shiny thing. It's not starting something new. It's actually actually staying consistent with one thing over time. And so what I found myself doing is with this mental the limited mental bandwidth that I personally had, I was having to figure out, okay, how much groceries do we buy because we're about to be out of this Airbnb in the next 3 weeks? How much like ketchup, like what condiments do we have? So it was challenging in that regard. And so it's like these little things, right? Like when we got there right away, 3 weeks after that we were there, we left, and we were actually we flew different places, and we just left our car at somebody's house that I just met like a few weeks before, right when we got in Charlotte. And so that's tough because you're having to pack in everything, try to make it as seamless as possible. And then what you do is you pack all that up, and then you do it again, and you pretty much like bring your house into your car and then you move into it. And so I don't know if that makes sense for you, but that's why it was really challenging. And so what I've learned is that there's got to be systems in place in your life. And when you're able to put enough systems in place and you're able to kind of like do things because they're habits, and you're able to build habits around your life and the life that you actually truly want, and you're able to automate a lot of the things that are just don't really matter that much, you're able to make a ton of progress. And so I just found myself trying to survive rather than thrive. And so I was like, if I could just find some consistency in my life, then my business will actually be able to grow at a way faster rate, because I'm going to the same things, like just the little simple things like how far is the gym? When's the traffic? When do I need to go? When's the best time to go to the gym? That there's not a ton of people in there so I could get to the machines that I want to hit to be able to make the progress in the body that I want. But then also, like, what meals do I eat? Where's the nearest Chick-fil-A? I mean, like, Chick-fil-A is something that I love and eat it a few times a week. And I wasn't able to. It wasn't that big of a deal. Like, I could DoorDash it, but it was like 30 to 40 minutes away to be able to go. So I'm like, dude, it's not worth an hour and a half of time. But just the little things like that, focusing on that rather than how do I help agents make more money in the coaching program that I have? How do I create better intent leads? How do I help people get the results a lot faster, right? Average agent right now is profitable within 16 days of working with us, but like of the initial investment that they pay us. But like, how do I get that to like 10 days? How do I get that? How do I get quick wins? How do I make sure people are able to scale their business a lot faster? How do I level up as a person, right? And so these little things that I find really important in my life to be able to grow and build something really, 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 really special and create a 7 to 8 figure business with this coaching business. It was tough. So that was the biggest lesson that I learned when I was 22 and now turning 23. I just want to put more systems in place for my life to be able to just make it a lot simpler. Another thing, one of the biggest things, what I'm really grateful that I did in 2022 was I was just not afraid to invest in myself. I mean, I probably spent over 6 figures just in myself in coaching, buying people's time, paying people $500, $1,000, $2,500 for like 45 minutes of their time. And over the past like month, probably spent over $10,000 just in that. But like being able to really scale the business a lot faster because I'm able to get strategic advice and mentorship in certain areas to be able to push me way faster in my business career. And so that's another thing, right? And so these are things that have helped me, because you're going to pay for it in time or money. But what happens is when you want a result, when you want to go far and really grow your business and really hit your goals, what I thought at first is like, dude, I'll figure it out. I'll pay the cheaper. I'll go the cheaper route where I don't pay for it. But you're paying for it in time or you're paying for it in money, right? It could take you could get it cheaper, right? $5,000 cheaper, but it takes 5 months to do. When you got to look at the opportunity cost as well. What if you don't take action? What if I didn't take action? What if I didn't pay this coach $8,500 for 4 months of coaching with him? What would happen? Well, I wouldn't be able to have a really successful coaching business already and be able to get tons of agents and clients successes and results. So that was another thing as well that I learned, is that you can always get money back. You can never get time back. And what we tend to do is we spend with the thing that we value the least. So a lot of us spend more time than we do money. But what I've realized is the faster that I'm able to learn the certain things to be able to make me $100,000 to $200,000 every single month, that's that I'm missing certain things and skills and mindset and systems in my life and my business to be able to scale to that next level. So the faster that I pay people, the quicker I'm able to get the result and live the life that I'm able to live. I always thought that, like, dude, these people that are in their 30s making hundreds of millions of dollars a year, I always thought that they were special. But what I realized is that, and I'm really glad I took action on this year, over the past year, and I've been able to get ahead like way faster and more ahead than most people that I know, is that I was not afraid to like invest in myself, because that's the compounding asset. I'm a business owner, and the business I'll be able to eat on, but if I don't feed the business and really grow the business and really put a ton of resources, energy, effort towards that, not just my energy, but also like resources in terms of money, time, if I don't put that towards it, it's not going to grow, and I'm not going to be able to live off of it. I'm just going to be struggling for a while. So that's another thing that I learned. Another thing that I learned is that marketing trumps sales. The reason why you don't close more deals is because your marketing is probably off. With that being said, though, in the same token and in the same breath, if you don't have a really dialed in sales process, the marketing could be amazing, but you still won't close. So it's kind of twofold, right? The marketing side of your business feeds the sales side. So what happens is the marketing side, you start testing in, like, I'll give you an example, right? So when you're turning on Facebook ads, what you're going to do is you're going to start spending money. What happens is you generate leads and you start selling the leads. If you're not able to sell them, there's going to be certain common things that come up that won't allow you to sell. And so once you identify those, and once you identify the common objections, once you identify like what they're actually coming in for, and it's not aligning with your sales process, either you change the sales process to match the marketing, or you need to change the marketing to match the sales process. So it's twofold, right? You have to have hyper accountability of the sales side. I think a lot of agents, and what I did at first is I would consistently blame the leads. But what I did really well is I turned that really fast to identify that every single person that I wasn't able to close was my fault, and I am going to hammer the objections. I didn't take serious enough of role playing and scripting and memorizing things and having these objections consistently on my mind and on my thought process, and like knowing these in and out, left and right, like knowing exactly how to close. And so once I did that, then everything came easier. What's funny is a lot of the agents that I coach now close at 5 to 10%, some 15% of total leads that are generated. But when I first started, I went through my numbers of the first quarter, right? The first 3 months that I made $20,000, and then $40,000 in a month. I went through all that, and I was actually closing at 1%, but I was hyper profitable, which was dope. With all that being said, I went like, that was because I was really good at sales. So what I've learned is if you really want to get good at both, get really good at sales first and then get really good at marketing. Because good marketing won't fix a broken sales process. And so you're probably not making the money that you're making. And I speak to myself as this as well. I'm not making the money that I want to make because I don't know how to close as good as I possibly can. We have guys that are closing at over 100%. Like they do 10 presentations, they close 12 apps every week, or 15 apps, and they actually close more apps than they do sales. I was never like that, which is awesome that they are. With that being said, though, the marketing was decent and my sales process was good enough that I was able to make $20,000 consistently. Even more, $40,000, $40,000, $20,000. Like it was just between $20,000 to $50,000 every month, which is dope. So with that being said, if you don't own your marketing, like what I learned is like if I didn't control my marketing, and what I mean by that is not just having somebody set things up for you, but actually becoming a student and a master of the marketing, like going and investing and paying other people to teach me. I spent over $175,000 investing in myself, like spending money on ads, paying people to teach me this stuff. And then also spending money on ads to be able to test what's working and what's not. And then from there, that's how I developed the course that I currently have, which is multiple 4 figures right now. It's probably going to be 5 figures, multiple 5 figures, towards the end of this year, just because the client results we're getting are absolutely insane. So with all that being said, that was another lesson that I learned. The next one is I actually pivoted into being really coaching other agents and helping other agents succeed and see the same exact success or even better success. Some people have actually had better success than me, and now we're actually launching our beta program of helping people and agents scale past 15 to 25,000 every single week, and getting to those $80,000 to $100,000 months, which is really cool. We're making a lot of progress on that. But with this, it's like I pivoted because I pivoted a little bit because for me in the life that I wanted to live and the being able to coach other people, that was truly something that I really enjoyed and I was passionate about, and I was really excited to help other people, because it's awesome to be able to help me, but and make money. But it's really cool having that light bulb moment with other agents and actually having them start thinking for themselves to be able to scale their business and take the things that I've learned to be able to scale to that next level. That was what I've really been passionate about and excited about. And I think moving forward, this is something that I'm going all in on. I've gone all in on 100%, is helping other agents grow their business, giving them the information that they're lacking, that are not that's costing them literally thousands of dollars, $20,000 to $30,000 every month, because they're just breaking even. Now I'm coaching them and training them to be able to get to that next level, being able to coach them to scale their businesses to $500,000 a year. What's crazy is we're seeing better results, and we're actually developing better leads than when I was actually working them. And I'm literally giving the whole sales process, giving the marketing side. I'm giving all the information in courses, in coaching, for you guys to be able to scale your life insurance businesses as well. And so that's what my goal is to really grow this thing to help thousands of agents inside the community. It's called the community, and that's what I refer to it as. But inside the community, we're just growing this thing. We're helping agents really take over their lead source, really become profitable agents, not having to sacrifice their whole life away to make a dollar, but being able to make money effortlessly selling life insurance, because it should be enjoyable. It should be fun. And that's what we really help agents with, is develop the mindset, the character traits, the beliefs, the patterns, the habits to be able to get to that next level, giving them the skills that they don't have right now to be able to scale. So that's what I'm really doubling and tripling down on, is creating content for you guys. If you guys don't have money to actually invest with me, to be able to take these resources and information to be able to make a ton of money yourself, and then hopefully you come and actually work with me to scale a lot faster. That is really my goal, and that's what I'm really tripling down on here in as I turn 23. And as I'm 23 now, is into this next year, my goal is to help thousands of agents by the time I turn 24, be able to grow a community, the best community that you can join in 2024. And so we've got a bunch of different things coming on. What's cool is I'm excited about later this year having an event. That's one of my goals, is to have an event. I'm already talking with 7 to 8 figure life insurance agency owners, some in the 9-figure range. And so that's my goal, is to be able to help agents really scale their business, not go broke trying to get rich as a life insurance agent. So that's what I'm doubling down on. I'm doubling down on the content. If you guys haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Also go follow me on Instagram, just for the little insights in that regard. The last thing that I want to share with you guys, and just as I document this journey, as we've helped almost 100 agents inside the community, the last thing that I want to share with you guys is, or the thing that I also learned this year, is that habits are everything, literally. And if you don't master your habits, you're not going to be able to actually get the life that you want to live. And so I went on a huge fitness journey throughout this whole, as I've been 22 and turning 23. I was cutting really hard, lost 20 pounds, and that was awesome. But now I'm just kind of really just building muscle, working on performance. What's cool is I actually just hit my another personal record for bench press today, 285 on bench. Go check out my Instagram story for that. But it's cool because I'm just seeing progressive overload, work hard in the gym. It's all about the basics. Work hard in the gym and have a really regimented workout. or like at least some type of structure and framework that I do. And so resist train 5 to 6 days a week, and then eat 150 to 200 grams of protein every day. And if I do that, I'm able to stay within 2,500 to 3,000 calories ish, give or take. That will allow me to really grow the physique that I want without having to get burnt out. And so that's the same thing with business. If you want to make more money, just get more leads, dial more, do more presentations. It's all about the basics and the fundamentals. If you can do the fundamentals and you can make working easy, and you can make working out easy, and you can incentivize and create it to be a game, and you build a community around other people, and you talk about it with other people, and you genuinely find enjoyment with it, that is where the hack is. So I wish I would have known that earlier. But as it just makes it a lot more fun being in business with other people that I enjoy hanging out with, that I enjoy talking with, that share the same like common things that I enjoy in my life, and being able to talk through that. That's why we created the community, because there's a ton of life insurance agents. We can laugh at the jokes in the terms of the underwriting and getting hung up at banking. Like, we can actually like share these jokes and have friends and have fun as we scale this business. And so what's cool is that I've been able to get people in my life that I really enjoy working with, do that on a day-to-day basis, gamify this thing to be able to get to that next level. So I really hope that I look back and I can't even recognize myself now. But what I'm doing is doubling down on content, doubling down on YouTube, Instagram, really going hard on those platforms, going to continue investing in myself, into my personal development, so I can just continue to pay for this and pay for success way faster, and ultimately be able to get to where I want to go a lot faster. So hope you guys continue following along on the journey. We have tons of different things coming as well. We're actually going to, I also want to share with you guys, I'm going to make some changes to the YouTube channel. Not going to be posting every day anymore, but I'm going to be creating just higher valuable things for you guys to implement in your business so you can scale a lot faster. We've posted 120 videos straight in a row every single day for almost the last 4 months. And so I hope you guys have enjoyed that. Drop in the comments down below like what you guys want me to talk about more, what you guys enjoy, what questions you guys have, and I'll be able to help you guys out with that. So I'm going to be doubling down on this, really helping you guys scale your business a lot faster. But in the meantime, subscribe to the channel right now. Share this with a friend if you found it valuable. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.